Hey guys, I'm back, and as promised, I'm going to be doing the rebuild video. I don't know if it's going to be a one video or two videos or what it's going to be right now, but maybe a build vlog slash vlog, whatever you call it. And I'm going to be rebuilding the very first computer I ever built. And this was back in, I think, 2009, 2010. And at the time, I had absolutely no idea what I was doing with computers. I basically got a bare bones kit off of Newegg and just went with that, and it shows. It was a old processor to begin with, and I think I actually have the processor right here. 1 second. Nope, it's actually inside the computer at the moment, and the heatsink is on. So it's I want to say it's an AMD Phenom I, or Phenom HD 9600, and that thing is. It's bad. It's not good. It's for today's standards, especially. It's not strong enough or powerful enough to really operate on the level of modern operating systems. So what I did was I went ahead and I ordered a new processor off of eBay, and that is the Phenom 4X, Phenom II 4X 95.5. Something or other. I went ahead and ordered that, and it came, and as far as I know, it works. I haven't actually tested it out yet, but I got that, and I got some new RAM. And the reason I got some new RAM, and also the reason I think that I was having so many problems back in the day with my computer, because it was slow, it was bad. Part of the problem, I think, was heating and heating issues. So here, I'm going to hold this up. This is the RAM that was in the computer, and this is the stick that was closest to, here, let me see if I can get that glare down. There we go. This is the one that was closest to the heatsink, and as you can see, it's tarnished, and I don't know how hot it was getting on the processor, but for it to tarnish that in maybe 6 months, it's pretty impressive. So it was getting pretty toasty in there, so you can kind of see the difference between these two. I hope that shows up, but this one's like white, and if I flip it over, you'll definitely see, the green, very pale green. So heating was probably an issue, so I went ahead and I got a new heatsink. Just a cheap $10, the Hyper T4, I think, from Cooler Master, and so that's going to be cooling the CPU. I also got I showed this off in the last video, a GTX 470, and that does work. I did test that out, and it works well. It's not, a super high-end video card by today's standards, by any means. It's less powerful than, say, a 970 or a 750 Ti by a decent amount, but it fits the build. I felt, it's kind of that time period. It's a little bit after that time period of when this would have been kind of new technology, but I got it for like $30 on eBay, so I was pretty happy with that. What else do we have? We have for parts, oh yeah, the RAM sticks. I don't know, I went ahead and I ordered on eBay. I don't know that they work, actually. I believe they work. That's one thing I'm going to be testing out. But the RAM is all small form factor, so that was not intentional, but yeah, so this wasn't intentional, but these are the new RAM sticks, and as you can see, they are like tiny. Tasty. It's like baked RAM. Anyway, so this is what we're going to be doing. So I'm going to go ahead and get the camera, and we'll get to it. Now, what you may also notice is there's no power supply in here. And the story behind that is I actually lent the power supply that was in this to my cousin, who was too lazy to buy his own power supply. Actually, I forgot to order it for him. But anyway, he put it in his computer and then got a different one, and then that one died, and then I put the same one back into it, and then I just recently swapped that out, and he finally got his own. So I'm going to go ahead and grab the old one, the original one, which was a refurb at the time. So the fact that it worked so well in this computer is amazing. Yeah, and I'll go ahead and put that in. Welcome home. Oh.
Very important, always remember to put the fan on the correct side. Katie will clean that up. Okay, so we got a power supply in. Now we have to connect power to everything. I have zero confidence in this graphics card that it's actually working. I know the other one is working, so I'm gonna just take this one out. Now, one downside to this video card is I could not get a backplate for it, or did not come with one. But seeing as this is kind of a fun experiment and not really a serious endeavor, yeah, that's in there. We're not gonna worry about that too much. All right, let's figure out this mess. Oh gosh. So the CPU pin on this, I forgot, the CPU pin, I don't know if you can see this or not. Let's see. So yeah, the CPU power pin is actually broken right there, but it still works. So, you know, we'll work with it. This only requires a 4-pin, and again, I'm just testing to see if the CPU will even function. On hindsight, I probably should have done this without the case being like mostly put together. And actually, I am going to test this before I go ahead and put everything else in, because if we can't post from here, it would suck to get everything wired and then realize that we just have a dead processor. All right, SATA 1, hard drive. All right, that's in. Wait, where's that? Oh my gosh. I feel like I'm doing open heart surgery. Yeah, that's in there. There we go, PCI power. Now this is a 700 watt power supply, which for the time, my system was probably drawing maybe 150 watts. So it was a little bit overkill, but at least I know that it will do this system just fine. The video shut off at some point, so basically we're almost done here, ready for a test. All we got to do is plug in the motherboard power and we're good to go. So I'm going to get that plugged in real quick. I should have done this before I put in the PCI Express power, but jam that right on in, and yeah, there we go. Is it in there? I think it's in there. Is that in there? Yeah, that's as in as it will ever be. All right, so let's go ahead and hook this to a test bench, or hook this up to power and see if we can get post. Okay, so let's see if we can get post. I see a light. Oh, it's at the monitor. Come on, baby. Oh. Huh. We get the sound of Windows starting? Didn't beep. The hard drive is running. We should at least be able to get a post, so this is not working. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and pull out the CPU and see if I can get a result with the other CPU, because I should at least be able to see post. So we'll do that. Okay, so I have the new CPU in. Got everything plugged in. Plug it into the power supply and give it some power. See how it goes. Please work. I think this board might be dead. Okay, so we have some progress. First off, I took out the GPU and I took out all the RAM, and I've been testing one stick at a time, and I have been successful so far, 3 sticks out of 4. So if this one fails, we know that that was the problem. If it does not fail, I have no idea why it didn't work, and we're gonna have to do some advanced troubleshooting, which I may do off camera. Okay, so here we go. Heh. Alright, so I think we found our problem. We have one stick of RAM that's not wanting to boot or work. So I'm going to pull that one out, and I'm going to load it up, and I'm going to see if I can get a response out of maybe taking some of the old RAM. Let me see if I can get the old RAM to boot. Okay, so this is the original stick of RAM that the computer had when I first built it. So let's see if this works. Okay. And yeah, there we go. Okay, so we see we have RAM. We've got everything, so let's go ahead and kill that. Let's try the other one. Let's see. Now the problem is these are 800 megahertz. These are 6700 megahertz. Or 667 megahertz. So I want to test this last one and see if this works. This should work. I don't know any reason that wouldn't. There we go. Alright, so we have one failed stick of RAM, which actually kind of doesn't surprise me. I'll just cut that out. But I appreciate that you'd be willing to share the joke with me.
It's a picture of Donald Trump and says, nobody wishes happy birthday better than me, believe it.
I give the best birthday wishes ever.
Yeah.
These wishes, they're going to be great. They're going to be so good for us. We're going to make such a good deal on these birthday wishes. You're going to wish for more wishes. That's what your wish is going to be.
Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm sabotaging another computer real quick. Stubborn little one. So I'm going to see if that will boot. I want to see what the clock speed on that is. Because if I can get all the same clock speed on the RAM, what's the clock speed on this RAM? Please be 800 megahertz? Okay. Well, hey, actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and test the other stick. I don't even know if all the RAM lanes are working, come to think of it. But if we get this to work, if this boots, then we can go ahead and combine these together potentially. We've got the old sticks and these other sticks from my other build. So we may have to have slightly slower RAM, but we would have 8 gigs over 4, which I would prefer. So let's go ahead and power that up. Come on, other stick of RAM. Let's hear that beep. Ah, that's what I want to hear. Okay, and this is obviously same RAM, so yep, we're good. Okay, so what I'm going to attempt to do here is I'm going to put 4 sticks of the DDR2 at 6600 megahertz into the RAM here and the RAM lanes. One stick, and these are different brands and types of RAM, but sometimes you get lucky. If it's the same clock speed, sometimes it will still work. We're going to hope that these are going to work together. Alright, so, moment of truth. We'll boot. We know all these sticks are good. Come on. It's thinking. Oh, hey! A beep! Oh, man. Oh, we're gonna be blazing here. Now, keep in mind, this computer this is on Windows XP. Oh boy. This is, this is the first time I've booted this up in a long time, and I have a feeling it's gonna be like, what the heck is going on? Because it was running on a processor that was just garbage. And the aspect ratio might be messed up, because it is, it's old. And it doesn't have a GPU in there at the moment. So the next thing to do, we know now that the RAM was causing the issue. So I'm gonna have to go ahead and see if I can get that sent back, because I do want to try and do that RAM, but I'm gonna just let them know that it was dead on arrival. It was only $10 if it ends up not working. It did have to come all the way from China, and it took forever to get here. All right, we have a mouse pointer. Oh yeah, welcome back. Oh yeah, that's right. I don't think that it's going to be able to detect the mouse quite yet. It hasn't detected the keyboard, so it may take a second to load the drivers on them. I'm gonna go ahead and plug them into the USB 2.0 sockets, or ports, and see if it will detect them. Wow, I'm amazed that this thing even turned on. To be honest, I did not think it was gonna work. Oh, it is thinking. Now, since this is Windows XP, we're only going to have 4 gigs of detectable RAM, even if we have 8. So I'm going to throw a different hard drive in, because I do need some of the information that's on this hard drive. But we're going to see if we can get Windows 7 to load on the other hard drive. I might have to try a slightly more robust keyboard here. When I say robust, I mean garbage. Oh, wait. That was the sound of devices connecting. Hey, found new hardware. Okay, get rid of that piece of crap. Hey, we have a mouse. And let's pull up our different. Got 4 cores. This is awesome so far. Again, it is Windows XP, and Windows XP is kind of. Okay, awesome. Okay, well, this is what we needed to know. This is the test that we needed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and shut this down. We're going to reboot, and when we do, we're going to go ahead and go into the BIOS and see if we can see all the RAM. Oh, I love that sound. The fact that it is currently working with the 4 sticks in there makes me think that we're good to go, but I'm not quite sure. Also, I still need to figure out if the GPU is going to work in here or not. I don't know why it wasn't booting with that, but it may have been the RAM. So we will have a couple things to test here. So it's off. Let's let it sit for a second. It's one of these buttons. Okay, there we go. Hold on, cancel. All right, we can see the time. That is actually the correct date. Amazing. Total installed memory, it sees it. Okay, this is awesome. All right, let's go ahead and throw Windows 7 on here and see what happens. All right, so Windows 7 is not installing for whatever reason. I can't figure it out. This is going to be up on Saturday instead of Friday because I didn't get to it last night. But everything works on Windows XP. I don't think I can get recording software on it though. Maybe I can get Fraps on it, but yeah, so if I can do that, I'll get some gameplay footage uploaded at some point. But I think the part 2 to this video is going to be me attempting to get Windows 7 on it and the process of doing that, and hopefully I'll be able to figure that out somehow. I don't really know why it won't install. It's getting to the it's getting past the initial loading screen for like the installation page where you get the, click to install, and then it just hangs. So I'm gonna have to do some troubleshooting on that. I may make a separate video about that. But anyway, I hope this was interesting, and if you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below, and like and subscribe, and I will see you all next time.